I need to turn on my audio. And the input capture is going, so hopefully y'all can hear my voice, and hopefully it's not too loud. Hello everyone. This is the Fan Game Follies, the very first episode of Fan Game Follies. It is a you can see my little if I move my hand over, you can see my finger poking through because my game is not quite up yet. So you get to see behind the curtain, as it were, for my poorly made overlay right now. But this is a series of serious play, all about fan games, mods, fan labor, communities, all that good stuff, which is stuff that serious play has not really covered before. But it gives us a great opportunity to talk about a really important part of gaming culture. So my name is David Kutchik, and I am a PhD student here at UW Milwaukee. Okay, that is up now. And I'm joined by a lovely person here.
My name is Morgan Forbush. I am a master's student here in cultural anthropology, and I pretty much know nothing about Zelda. So
yes, we talked about it yesterday because Morgan streamed a little bit of Wind Waker, and things got spicy. People got mad. Mostly it was me goading people by telling them that Majora's Mask is bad when I think it's a good game. But, Wind Waker. Yes, so we are watching chat, and we're playing lots of good stuff today. So I thought before I get started on my Majora's Mask randomizer journey, also, Morgan, could you just check out the Twitch stream just to make sure everything sounds okay?
Yeah, I turned it up. It sounds okay.
Is it quiet? Like, am I speaking loud enough? Time to do some troubleshooting. Okay. Cool. So we are playing a game called Majora's Mask Randomizer, which is a little different than your typical Majora's Mask. So this community has developed around randomizers in the past couple of years, and games that have been really popular for randomizers include like Pokemon or Mario. RPGs are really, I shouldn't say easy, right, but they're a more straightforward example of what a randomizer could be, where you just kind of randomize enemies or like enemy encounters. And so when the randomizing community kind of transitioned to more 3D games, platformers like Mario, it's now come to Zelda. So there's a really big Ocarina of Time randomizer community, and out of that has come this Majora's Mask randomizer community. So I'm playing the game, as you can see up here. It looks a little different because it has those 5 characters at the top of the screen there. And that is like, those are all items in the game, and they are the kind of code that tells you that this is a unique game. Because the randomizer, you kind of put it through this software, you use your obviously legally acquired code of Majora's Mask that you did not torrent from a site, and you put it through this randomizer, and it produces all these random things. So chests in the game are randomized to have different things than before. The songs in the game are randomized, so like when you go to learn the Sonata of Awakening, you actually learn a different song instead. And so it all randomizes and creates these runs. And we can talk all about like speed running and all that stuff probably next week. But that little code of 5 items at the top shows me kind of what the run is. And that way, when it comes to speed running and that kind of things, everybody can confirm that they're all starting with the same base game. Same base randomizer, I should say. And over here on the left-hand side of the screen, I have a tracker of all of my items. And this is very necessary because the tracker is how a lot of people have it memorized, like where they can go with which item. But for me, I haven't really played it all that much. I love Majora's Mask, but I don't have it memorized like to a T like I do with some other games. So, I need a tracker, and you won't see it on the stream, unfortunately. I tried to figure out how to pull it up, but I've not been able to, because my overlay that I had made looked so pretty, and then OBS decided to explode it about 15 minutes before streaming. But but that randomizer then actually connects to not overlay. See, I'm nervous. Morgan. that tracker, it's called emo tracker, connects actually to a map of the game, and on the map there's little boxes that show up that'll say like, here's where you can go to next in the game, or like, this treasure chest is now available in this area because you have you have the postman's hat. Now you can access this box in this area to get a new item. And you can also keep track of like which item is where, and all that stuff if you feel like it. It gets a lot more complicated. I'm using the base standard rule set for this, where you automatically have a few things. Like, I automatically have the ocarina. I automatically have the Song of Soaring, which will help me like it's basically the transportation quick travel mechanic of the game. And so those few things I always have at the beginning. Some runs you don't even get that at the very beginning, so you need to like basically scrounge around for every single thing. I'm doing the base randomizing rule set, but I have added this time around, and this is the part that's in beta. They have a randomized enemy now. So it used to just be items and songs, but now they added a beta where it randomizes enemies. And so I don't know if that means every single enemy is randomized, or if that means like groups of enemies are randomized. I don't know, but this is exciting because I've never played it with the random enemies before. So I'm excited to get started.
So the things that you have in the beginning are, so they prevent like soft locks, right?
Yeah, so basically the things I have in the beginning are all pretty necessary objects to like get you started within the rhythm of the game. So typically how Majora's Mask works is you start out, and here I'll actually start up the game so we can talk about it a little bit.
Okay.
Is you start out, let's call ourselves oh yeah, also all of the sound effects and all of the music is randomized as well. So it has really weird sounds right now. We're going to call ourselves Serious P. It'll just fit. There we go. So usually what happens is you start up the game, and there's a cutscene that pops up where like Link is like traveling through the forest, and then here. Now I'm automatically going to start with the Song of Second Time, or Inverted Song of Time, excuse me, which will slow down the in-game clock. But usually what happens is you start out as Link, there's this cutscene, you meet Skull Kid and some of the fairies, and you turn into Deku Link, and you transform. The first like hour of the game is all about you trying to transform to not be Deku Link anymore. Your goal is to like transform back into Human Link. What the randomizer does is it automatically starts you as Human Link. And instead of getting the mask for Deku Link when you play the Song of Healing, oops, I forgot, I need to go grab the fairy first. This is still a bit loud for me, so I'm just gonna... It might not be loud for y'all, but it is a bit loud for me. So the usual items you get at the beginning are like the ocarina, you get the Deku Link mask, which allows him to turn into a Deku, and you get your sword and shield. In this case, we still have our sword and shield, but instead of getting the Deku Link mask, we just don't get anything, but we still have the ocarina. So that makes things a little more complicated. Just because, you know, how the game usually starts isn't really how it does this time around. Oop, we have a viewer. I think it's just you, but we have a viewer.
It's just me.
That is okay.
I gotta watch it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, there are certain chests that you can get, like, right now, basically. There's this town. We have our little... Oops. We have our little town. It is Clock Town, the center of everything. And there are a few chests you can get just as regular Link with basically no items. And one of them is this
Okay.
chest up here, so that's one of the first ones I'm going to want to do. So hopefully this is something good. Because usually if you get like a solid item in the beginning, it's something good. If you get rupees or something like that, it's probably not going to be the best. Hey! This is perfect. This is like the best thing you can get. So now I can show everybody what this is. Sorry for people who want to watch this and are like, we already know how to do trackers and everything, but not that anybody's here anyways. But now I have the bow, so now I can go to my tracker and I have the bow selected, and that gives me a whole bunch of other options now to open stuff up, which is fantastic. That's exactly what we need to get lots of stuff in this game. So, of course, now I need to get arrows, which, oh, it comes with arrows. Perfect. Oh, shoot, I forgot. Talking about emulation, I totally forgot what's emulated as the C buttons right now. I don't think anything is, actually. Or wait.
Oh, no.
There we go. Okay. The C buttons, instead of being buttons, they are the right control stick. Sweet. It's so weird playing a Nintendo 64 game after like playing all like PS4 and PC games recently.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because... Now, we had this controller discussion on lunch, though.
But I think it's necessary for this too, so we should do it again.
It's necessary for, like, emulation and things.
I got a purple rupee, yay! Woo. Lots of rupees. This is a good run so far. Like, usually things are not this efficient for a run.
So the Nintendo 64 controller is even weirder than the GameCube controller.
Yes.
So like GameCube controller, I could relatively emulate okay with my Xbox One controller, because there's two analogs roughly in the same spot, and there's face buttons and a D-pad.
Mm-hmm.
So like roughly, I can kind of be like, well, this is kind of sort of what the feel is. Hardware-wise, not the same feeling at all, but
no.
Hand shapes and movements may be similar. Well, what do you do for like an N64 controller?
Yeah, and so that's something that's really hard, and there's like different builds online that you can download, you know, for your emulators, where somebody will be like, this is how I do this. For this, as of right now, I just have the C buttons as the right controller.
Okay.
Just because I don't, there's not really a better way to do it, in my mind, because you need, so I'm playing on the cheap Logitech version of the Xbox 360 controller.
Yeah.
And so, you know, you have the Y, X, B, and A there. So I have now X and A programmed as B and A as like the analogs for the N64 controller. So that leaves me with like Y and B as my potential C button things, and maybe I could do like right bumper as the other one. But for me, I find that it's often weird. It just feels weird to have like your 3 C buttons, and really how it's like made for the N64 is that your 3 C buttons like come together, or your 4 C buttons, you know, come together to form this whole, kind of just like how it is with a controller, or a joystick, I should say.
Yeah.
The C buttons are kind of designed to be taken as like a whole entity rather than like be 4 separate things on separate parts of the controller. So I don't really like separating out the C buttons. It's just not what I like to do. So I don't like putting it for like the Y, B, and the bumper. But again, that's just me. And other people might like doing that instead because it's more efficient. Maybe it's easier for speed running or that kind of stuff, but...
Oh, okay, so the C just kind of...
Oops.
I had to reacquaint myself with N64 controllers because I never had one. So...
Yeah, they're hard to emulate. They're not not easy to emulate, that's for sure.
They're quite strange because the analog in the center doesn't translate. You have a D-pad on an analog stick.
Yeah.
And like a D-pad and you could necessarily put the C buttons, like the yellow C buttons, for the D-pad, and then make the D-pad an analog stick.
Yeah.
That's completely a different feel than just a D-pad for a D-pad.
Yeah, and it's hard too because I'm so used to playing, the N64 where the C button, like I could maybe make the C buttons on the left, right, the D-pad on the left of this controller, but I just got a recovery heart. So usually, you go to return this fairy at this fountain. I just picked up this fairy, to go turn it at the fountain, and I was hoping for something great, but we just got a heart, which does nothing basically. So that's
you got a bow,
rip.
so it like opens up.
Yeah.
The amount of game. So
One thing.
Oh,
sorry. No, you go. You go.
One of the things that I noticed the last time is if you don't have a bow, or like you don't have like one of the main things like that you get within like the first few dungeons, the rest of the game is very hard to do. And so like I've watched a few randomizers of like the old Zelda game, 1 and 2, and they struggle bust through it because they can't find like the bow or a grappling hook or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they almost get soft locked, but they're programmed in a way you don't get hard locked out of it.
Yeah,
they're the game, and it's just like them running around the map with chests.
Yeah, the way it's programmed, there's a logic behind it, and there is like troubleshooting. So there's like a Discord server where there's a bunch of information about the randomizer, and on there you can be like, hey, this run I literally have tried everything, but like it's just programmed incorrectly, or like the logic behind it is not right. So now I got to chase these little they call them bombers. And usually the bombers will give you a notebook that can help you keep track of everything in the game, because Majora's Mask is, notoriously difficult to keep track of every single person, because every day, every 3-day cycle, everything resets. So there are some quests, where you have to do multiple things in order to get to the ending, and it's incredibly difficult to keep track of all of it, especially before, the computer started becoming and the internet became much more widely accessible. So these bombers would give you basically something kind of like the tracker I'm using, just a little different in function and form. But it would tell you like, oh, you're supposed to go talk to this person on this day at this time in this time period, and they'll give you like a certain object and stuff. And it also tells you if you've done it in your current cycle. So it'll be like, yep, you talked to Cafe at this time on this day like you should have, which is beneficial, obviously, for keeping track of everything you're supposed to do in the game.
Yeah.
But, so Morgan, what are your experiences then with Legend of Zelda? Like, do you know a lot about Majora's Mask?
I don't know, like I kind of, from general internet memes and discussions and that kind of stuff, I know generally Majora's Mask is the one with like isn't like the moon falling down? Is that Majora's Mask?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like there's a moon falling down, you have a certain period of time, and there's time travel? Or is that's Ocarina of Time where there's time travel?
Ocarina of Time is like time travel. You go between like a young and adult Link.
Yeah, so they're kind of, I got those kind of misconstrued.
No, it's okay.
Mask, it's also one of the ones that are known for being the more weird Zelda game.
Yes,
like
it's definitely the weirdest one.
Yeah, it's definitely stranger.
Oh shoot! I probably should. What's the code? Tell me the code, Morgan.
It's 3-1 something. Shoot, let me
Can you go back? Can we go back? Is it possible? I don't think so. I was just randomly hitting A buttons to speed up, and I missed the code.
How do we close? I don't know how to do.
It's okay. It's okay. Well, I think I can actually talk to the kids after this anyway, so it's fine.
It's like 5-1. I would say 5-1-3-2-5. That's familiar. But also, I have no idea. There's a guy right there. Talk to you.
I'm gonna do the swordsman school first to get it out of the way. This is one of the few things you can do right away with just the sword. Gotta complete the expert course.
Yeah, so you already have a sword and shield.
What's also fun is that with this game, you can change your colors. Basically, you can do cosmetic customization too. And so I made Link the color of Serious Play, the FFBC00, which is fun. And then my little fairy who helps me out just randomly cycles through a rainbow color pattern, which is also cute.
Oh, there you go. So here's kind of a question for you. What does that do for like your interpretation of the game? Are you more like the fact that you can change Link's colors and like I think her name's Navi, right?
Navi's in the first one. In this game, her name's Tattle.
Oh wait, Tattle.
Yeah.
Changing the colors and stuff, and kind of doing that little customized. Does it make it feel more like your story, or
It's
just kind of different? What do you
see for me. It's not so much that it's my story, and I actually think this might be a controversial opinion. I don't think it would be though. I don't think it should be. I should say,
Okay.
But I don't think the point is. Oh, thanks, Ludo Scholar. Thank you for the comment on the overlay. I had to really quickly put it back together because OBS ate it. And it's somewhere, my original one, my base one is still the same, but the stuff on the left I had to redo very quickly because it got lost in the ether, basically. Yeah. So what were we talking about? Oh, interpretation of the game, right? So I don't see, and I'm not saying like I can speak for all fans or all people who love to do this kind of thing. For me, I don't necessarily think of fan culture as an immersion within the world as it is constructed. It's more so about tinkering with the world itself, which I think is part of what fandom is about. Is like they like the world that's set up, but they want to go about like tinkering with it and kind of toying with it and changing it either aesthetically or narratively or stuff like that to more suit maybe how they see it, to reflect more of their own experience, or just to mess around with it in a new way. There's so many ways to approach it. For me personally, I don't see it as being immersive or changing my experience of it. I see more of it as like a reflection of how I engage with fans online, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's less immersion in the story, more immersion in the fact that you're making the world your own in a way.
Yeah. Is the yellow suit a part of the randomizer? I added the yellow suit to be the Serious Play colors, because you can deliberately customize a lot of the things. So like, I could have customized the button colors on the outside on the HUD. I could have customized that if I wanted to. I could have customized like a bunch of different things, but the one thing I did customize is I made all of the different forms of Link yellow to reflect Serious Play. Hello, Strongest Coffee. We're trying to remember what the code is, but we can't find it. They won't tell me.
It's like, oh god, it's like
51234, 51324, something like that.
I think it was like 51325, because that seems like how it would match my brain, my imagery, my visualization.
We can do some trial and error here.
We can do some trial and error.
51. I know each of the numbers gets used once, so let's try 51324. Nope.
Okay. Now, is the code randomized?
Yes, it is.
Oh no.
It is. But the thing is, it's randomized in the game. For each run through. So like each cartridge of the game had a different bomber's code within it, basically. So that way you couldn't just like play it on your game and be like, oh, this is what the code is.
Oh, see, it's really smart because I was just gonna look it up online.
No, it's not 51342. You know what? We'll get it another time.
Well, okay, let me do some doodling. Because I know it's 5-1. I swear to God, it's 5-1.
Okay. What can I do right now? I gotta go check my little map thing, which will definitely help me. Okay. I might want to go outside. Kill little dongos. Oh, I can go do that. Let's do that. I want to see what this enemy randomizer does. I have available because I've got the bomb mask, which means I can bomb things now, which is fun. I can go open up this secret hole in North Termina Field. But I have the enemy randomizer for the Majora's Mask randomizer is in beta right now, so I have no idea what to expect when I encounter enemies. We'll see. Not what I wanted. Okay. Oh no. That little turtle thing I cannot beat right now. It's literally impossible.
So what is randomizing? Why, like, are there certain enemies that drop items? Or is it, like, why would you want a monster randomizer? You just want to have fun with it?
Yeah, just another way of... Oop. Oh, shoot, they do... Oop.
Damage.
They do a heart's worth of damage, which is not good for me. Little young Link. I think part of the randomizer and why people do it is because you get things like this where it's kind of this crazy where this is no this is never a challenge the game would present to you, something as early as in this world. You would never get challenged by 2 giant pea hats with only 3 hearts, having just played the game for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But with randomizer, you're able to adjust that, to make some of the craziness happen. Ooh, within hubris. I don't know what that is, but I definitely have hubris. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Oop.
I feel like
I got sent out. I'm not. I don't know if I'm equipped. I'm gonna try it once more and we'll see. I don't know what the Jaduzable ARG is, so if any of those people come and want to enlighten me on what it is, they can feel free.
So part of it's kind of the challenge aspect. You just keep getting pushed.
I keep pushed out. I'm doing it again. I don't care. I'm insane.
Oh, man.
Oop. Not good. Not good. I'm probably gonna die again. That is okay.
It's a Majora's Mask ARG. That's interesting. That's like a whole bundle.
Oh. That is interesting.
Whole bundle of fan culture.
Is that related? I mean, there is that whole, like, I don't know if it's an ARG technically, but there is like that fan thing where it's like, some kid got sucked into the Majora's Mask game and is now like, it was like a creepypasta basically. I don't know if that turned into an ARG or what.
It's called Ben Drowned.
Oh, right. All right.
That's an ARG. Well, we're learning things.
See, now that makes me confused because I understand that as like a not as a one by, like, I don't understand how that is an, oh right. Oops, sorry. I keep forgetting what my buttons do. I understand the Ben Drowned just as like a creepypasta, so I'm interested in how that then becomes an ARG, or if it was an ARG since the beginning. I don't know. That's interesting to me. Okay, so we are going to go down to the sacred, not the sacred swamp, the southern swamp, because I know there are a few items I can get down there. It goes for a long while. Ugh, rabbit holes.
Rabbit holes. If you want to go back to town, I have the possibilities of our code.
Okay. Once I do some cleanup down here, I will do that.
Yeah, mow the grass, run around.
I think there we go. I think there's something in here. You've got to be kidding me. 3 BMOS enemies instead of... Okay, can I run through here? I'm doing it. Hey, a huge rupee.
Well, there you go.
And that's good to have right at the beginning. That's a chest that every time you, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's something that repopulates every time you start the 3-day cycle.
Oh, interesting.
So it's good to have that 200 rupee chest right there in case I need it. Okay, I'm still trying to figure out my buttons. Oh,
Oh, since you have your web camera, you can kind of show your controller.
oh, my gosh, my controller. If you want it, go Google it.
Well, after you dispose of statue.
What'd I get? A red rupee. I don't need any more rupees. I already have too many.
Like, okay, game, I'm already good.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna head back into town because I gotta deposit some of these rupees. Because you also get items for depositing in the bank.
Okay.
And I know there's another item that I can get by talking to the mother of a guy who is missing, which is fun.
Mother of guy. Okay.
Oop, there's our little postman. Actually, I might be able to buy something in here. Let me double check. I forget if there's a
lot of
item
it
I can.
is finding things and doing stuff.
Yeah.
Leveraging your knowledge of what you can buy.
Wait, can I seriously use those? We'll see. No, I can't use them. Why did I spend my money on that? Oh, well. What can you do?
Oops.
Trials and tribulations. Dark holes and revelations. Let's see. I think I have enough money to deposit in here to get an item. Because I think it's when you get to 100 that you get an item.
Okay.
Oops, I don't have 79. I do not have 79.
This person's really excited for you to deposit things in their bank.
He loves it. He is some mad. I'm such a Muse. I was a huge Muse fan in high school because I thought it was really hip.
I quite enjoyed the few albums of Muse that I have. I don't remember any of the lyrics.
I am not cool. Like I'm not cool in any sense of the word. I was listening to an interview with Fran Lebowitz the other day, and they were like, "What's the coolest person you know?" And she's like, "I don't know what cool is. I don't really care if people are cool. I think like people just confuse cool and youth and young and being young." And I'm like, "That's right. I'm not cool, and that's because the world is bad and not me."
I get the like in high school I was like, I don't care if I'm not cool, I'm just gonna play Halo with my friends. So yeah.
Oh, all right. This is a good one too. Getting a mask is absolutely wonderful. So I'm gonna update my emo tracker to have that. And now I have lots of things I can do, which is awesome. Oops. Shoot, not what I need to bring that back. Oh, well. I'll have to remember that. Actually, I might just... Okay, that's good. I like how when you have the slowed down time, everybody walks so slow. He's pumping it to his own pace, but
he's just walking around.
okay, so I got that. I'm checking some stuff off my randomizer journey thingy.
It's kind of one of those things where you have to be like, oh, I have to check everything off, or else you'll just be going back to the same chests over and over again.
Yep. And it doesn't look the best for the stream, but that's okay. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make for you all. So 5-1.
Do we do 3-2-4? We did that.
We did. Yes, we did.
Do we do 2-3-4?
No, let's try it. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not. I might just have to do it again.
No, I got it. We got it. We got it. Did we do 4, 3, 2?
It is not that.
I got 3 more. Unless it's not 5, 1, then we're just screwed. Did
Okay.
we do 3, 4, 2?
Let's try it. Yes, we've done that one.
Okay, we did that one. Do 2, 4, 3.
Nope.
Okay. The last one is 4, 2.
Okay. No, it's not. Oh well.
Gonna have to do it again.
I'm just gonna have to do it again at some point, which is fine. I think I forget if I'm mistaken. I think I can just with this Great Fairy here, it's the only time the Great Fairy I'll have to complete it, because in the base randomizer or like the basic settings for the randomizer, the only Great Fairy you have to complete is this one, and I believe if I just approach it, yeah, okay. Hey, I got an adult wallet, which is cool. So typically with this Great Fairy here, you have to complete it once as Link, or once as the Deku Link, and then you have to do a completely new cycle of the 3 days and complete it again as Link to get another item.
Okay.
This time around, they made it a little bit easier for you, where you just have to complete it once with either Link or another version, and then you can just approach it with the other version of Link, and you're fine. You're good to go. So let's see where I'm going to. Majora's Mask Randomizer is better than OOT. Don't at me. I agree. I think aesthetically, it makes more sense in the Majora's Mask world, only because Majora's Mask is kind of built off of literally taking the assets from Ocarina of Time, and they needed to... So the production of the game, they needed to bring the game out in basically 2 years production cycle, which at that time was like ridiculous for a mainline Zelda game. And so they had to reuse a lot of assets from Ocarina of Time, which helps with this like otherworldly style of the game, because you see all of these characters that you previously knew, and they're doing like random things now, and their characterizations are so different. And I think that's part of why Majora's Mask works so well, is because there is this like doubling effect of the Ocarina of Time world as like the base world, and then Majora's Mask is like doubled. So I think it does make a little more sense in the randomizer realm, just because the aesthetics of the game essentially have already randomized, have like redistributed the elements of Ocarina of Time. And so then you can, randomizing the randomized, as it were.
That's kind of interesting. I didn't think about that aspect of it.
I'm not saying that's like right or wrong or anything. I'm just thinking like aesthetically, it like makes sense to me. Maybe not as a scholar, but just as a player,
Yeah.
And yeah, Majora's Mask definitely would not be the game it actually is now if it wasn't rushed. And I think it is one of the few. What makes Majora's Mask so good is partly because it was rushed. And, I think... Oops. I got killed by BMOS. BMOS Harris. Right, but part of the aesthetic of it is that remixing, and I don't think at this point in time really any... smaller hub-like map design and reset element makes for good randomization. Definitely. I'm also thinking too, I think with the style of the game, right, and the aesthetic of it, where it is, I think it's probably like the quote unquote darkest, if you want to call it that, aesthetically or whatever, because like you have those weird things here. I'm gonna show you right now, I think. Yep, here we go. These weird things where like you randomly, where you transform, there are these like really horrific scenes of you basically like dying as you're being turned into these other characters. And there's always been, I think especially in the younger Zelda games, there is an element of the macabre in there. Like with Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, you had the bottom of the well, the re-deads, that kind of stuff. And, in other Zelda games, the Link's Awakening, that kind of stuff, there is, because so much of it is based off of, like, storytelling and mythology, you get some of those macabre elements of Japanese storytelling, like, kind of like yokai influences, or influence from those stories. I think progressively as the game series became more like the Skyward Sword Breath of the Wild, you don't see as many of those macabre elements coming in. But this, I think, is kind of the apex of those dark themes and aesthetics of the series.
Yeah.
But even Wind Waker, still has some of those elements in it, some of those creepy, like the creepy Gibdos that are re-deads that scream and try to hit you with huge clubs,
Well, it's also like, I think Breath of the Wild doesn't have a lot of necessarily, like, there's the whole, it's like glossed over, but it's also quite terrifying that the people trapped, the warriors trapped in the ancient beasts are dead. They got killed. They were trapped there, no one came to help them, and they died. Like, they don't, like, they were killed 100 years ago. You're standing in this person's grave. It's not really, like, mentioned. It's like, oh no, they got trapped here. It's like, yeah, they got murdered. Yeah.
I got trapped here.
I got trapped here 100 years ago. It's like, no, honey, you got killed here.
Yeah, but
it's one of those, like, weird dark themes that just kind of gets glossed over.
Yeah, and definitely, right, like, that could be something that could be played for horror. Like, and I think it has, Majora's Mask has this similar kind of mechanic where these 4 giants are basically how you have to release them, and they're being held and captured by the temples. They're these, like, huge bosses that have taken over the temple and have taken over these 4 giants that prohibit them from saving the moon, which is falling on Earth. And in this game, they don't communicate with speech that we can understand. They're very these like when you first meet them, they're hidden behind these waterfalls, and it's very this, like, ethereal, weird, not scary, but also not, like, super inviting, in ways. Whereas, like, with Breath of the Wild, right, functionally you have the same thing where you have to go complete this task in order to free this person that will give you the ability to complete the end game.
Yeah.
But it's played for much different effect. Yes, Ludus Scholar. I believe this is the first game Tingle appears in. He also appears in Oracle of Ages or Seasons, I forget which one, which I think was published within the following year.
Okay.
What are my favorite fan theories about the game? So I like fan theories. I'm not a huge fan of them. Not that I think they're stupid or whatever, but I like read a bunch when I was in high school, and then I've just kind of grown and college, and I just haven't looked at it lately.
It's like one of those things where you're like in high school, blew your mind, and then you look back at it and like a mid-20s-year-old, and you're just like, these are dumb.
Well, or right, it's like for an audience that I'm no longer a part of.
Yeah, definitely.
Which is totally fine. I like the I'm deep and I'm 14. Yeah. I do like the creepypasta elements, just because I do, again, it makes sense aesthetically with the world. And I like those kinds of things. I like the creepier stuff, basically. Okay.
More macabre.
Yeah. I need to figure out what I'm doing in this world. Okay. I did not get the map for the mountain yet. I did not get the swamp bat yet. I should go and do that. As long as I'm here. I got the Kill P hats. I got the grotto near the stump and in the grass. I have not looked at Skull Kid through the telescope yet. Oops. And I like fan theories that are just not like, I think once it got to like the game theory level where it become like more monetized, I hate to say like capitalism ruined it, right? But I kind of like probably more, and I think Ren would probably more feel that too. Right? I kind of like the emergent quality of those fan theories that have kind of like been developed over like social media platforms or people who are like really invested in it. And I think some of that transition to fan theories becoming more popular have made them a little less emergent in terms of stemming from the community construction of it, and has made more of those fan theories be like people teaching you about them, which again, I don't think is an inherently bad thing, but it is just a little different from like the construction of being within that community. Right? It's a different it's a different action.
Well, it's like one of those, when the community gets larger and larger, it becomes, I don't want to say like it becomes more prescriptive, kind of like, oh well, here's these 4 fan theories that kind of started the community, and now these are the 4 fan theories that we teach all the newcomers, so that's the only ones that they know.
Yeah,
like,
and kind of like
more prescriptive in that way.
Yeah, and lose like the bigger ones become taken for granted, or just like, I think right, becoming part of history. It's like the history of the fan theories, I think, is also an interesting thing that you could talk about. But I think, especially for me, where a lot of people are interacting or seeing these theories are on like YouTube channels like the Game Theorists, which again, I don't think is an inherently bad thing, right? Because it does make fan theories somewhat more accessible for newer people to come in. But there is also this gatekeeping aspect to it, like Ludo Scholar mentioned, where if for some reason you don't know this very specific one, that could be like a mechanic that tells the rest of the community that maybe you're not as invested in the fan theories, which some of the YouTube channels do alleviate, but it's a take and give, and there's different.
Well, there's also the possibility of misguiding fans and things. Like, if the game theorist said, okay, well, this is my theory, a lot of fans of the game theorist will be like, okay, well, if that's his theory, then that's the only theory. And then get into flame wars about the fact that, well, game theorist isn't wrong, so his is the right way.
I'm just doing some cleanup on the map here.
And I definitely agree, Ludo Scholar. Closed text, which is boring.
Yeah, and I think it's also right, and a part of the reason that fan theories exist is because there is that openness to it, which can be frustrating for some people. And we can also ask the question, right, like, if it's really open, like, who is it open for? Who can contribute to it? Do they have to maybe put on a persona online where they can be seen as, able to contribute to this story? But also, it is when it becomes this closed narrative to it, right? It comes kind of like crystallized, right? The theory becomes crystallized. That also then prohibits people from adding their own addition to it or reinterpreting something in a different way. So I don't think it's necessarily inherently better that it is an open text, but it does provide for more emergent qualities. But the ability of gatekeeping in both, open and closed texts are very real things too. I'm hoping I can reach it. Nope. Okay. I'm gonna need the beans. I'm gonna need the magic beans.
I'm gonna need the beans. Yeah.
Barth, baby.
Or a hook shot.
Or a hook shot. Yep, a hook shot would definitely help me there as well. Don't think I can.
Little figure skate.
It's so fun. It's so fun. It is an amazing addition. And it is, adding, like, Link operates basically the same exact way mechanically. Like, he moves in space the same way as before. Things are just made a little smaller because in Ocarina of Time they had to accommodate both for young Link and for adult Link. This time around they just have to accommodate for young Link. So the game is kind of structured, the physical environment is structured more for young Link, so he can navigate it. It's a little bit different in navigation, but the navigation of the three of the Deku, Zora, and Goron Link are beautiful additions. And yeah, I love them. Yes, I would agree. They're very fluid for the time that it was made. Again, for being made in 2 years, this game is much more fluid than you'd think. And the transformation also allows them to do more puzzles within the same areas, so then they don't have to worry about making as expansive of a game world, because they can have 4 different characters interact with the same environment in different ways, which is good for the overall design team not having to spend as much time with the overworld.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not as quick and fluid of a gamer now as I am usually, just because I'm getting distracted. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, dev time was 1 year. Oof, that's even crazier. Localization took longer. Okay. No, it's good to know. It's important to know. Okay, I don't need to go that way. I need to go this way.
Here's kind of a question: how much does like the randomizers and the different types of manipulation, kind of come from like speedrunning communities of like people who want to challenge themselves with a game? Like, how much in line do you think it is with the speedrunning community of making their own challenges for a game?
Yeah, it's well, there are like speed runs of certain Majora's Mask randomizer seeds. They call them seeds.
Oh, really?
So it'll be like people will be like, hey, I developed this seed to literally be as difficult as possible, right? And so people will like map it out and think through like, oh, these are all the things I have to take to get there, and all that. And so like you do see sometimes the randomizer community is also very much enmeshed with the other community that's very interested in speedrunning. I think I mean part of fan, I think, right, it's a cart before the horse kind of thing, or I should say a chicken before the egg kind of thing, because speedrunning and fan development of games, I think there's no way you could say like one led to another, but they kind of both supported each other. Communities are very similar, or contain similar people or similar ideas and relationships to the core text, you know?
Definitely. Yeah.
Oh, he just sneezed. I didn't know he could do that. That's cute.
Well, I have to head out. I hope the rest of the stream goes well. Good conversation.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope so too. I need to figure out what the heck I'm doing in this game. That would help. So thank you for coming. This is really fun.
Yeah, have a great. I'll hopefully be on and hang out a little bit more as you continue your adventures through Majora.
I wanted this to be a month, but I think it's going to be more than a month. Maybe I'll finish the stream on my own Twitch channel, so then Serious Play can focus on something else. But
yeah.
Yeah.
But have a good night. Enjoy the rest of the stream, guys.
Thanks. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, actually, I'm going to transport myself back to the Southern Swamp because I think that's where most of my stuff is going to be next. Oh, not what I wanted. All right. I forgot something. Have you heard of Majora's Mask Online? I have not. If you want to explain what that is, that would be great, because I haven't heard of it. The developer basically told him he wanted to make new ones in Miyamoto, said sure if you can get it done in a year. I mean, that explains. Oh my gosh, why is there this huge pea hat right next to the... Makes me nervous. Um, sort of a mirror mode. Gotcha. Does that have any relationship? Ludoscala, does that have a relationship to the Master Quest for the N64 for Ocarina of Time? Ionuma. Shoot. Community dev team has made certain... Something that's interesting that Hard Cell talks about, ooh, I love Banjo-Kazooie. You know I do. Ugh. I'm just going away from those pea hats. I do not need that in my life right now. Something that's interesting, and I'm not sure what to make of it. I wonder how, like, turning something that was designed to be a single player experience into an online multiplayer experience. Maybe I should check that out sometime, because I feel like that would be, I don't know, it would be a different way of approaching the game. I guess I don't understand what the multiplayer part of it is. Like, do the multiplayers just exist in the same world environment and attempt to do the same things, or is there some kind of, like, cooperative play? That I'm interested in. Yeah, Four Swords. I played Four Swords Adventure. If you want to talk about a multiplayer game that went to a single player game, I had Four Swords Adventure for the GameCube. Monsters are not synced, but everything else is. Interesting. I wonder what that would be like. I kind of wanna try it at some point just to see. Oh wait, shoot! I'm supposed to talk to her about her sister being. Maybe I have to be Link and not Deku Link. Let me consult my map and see. Talk to Kotaku after. Yeah. And there's a grotto in day 2. All right, I'm coming back to this in day 2, I guess. But I can't. I need to do this first. Because I need... Split up, divide, and conquer, etc. Oh, so it could be like one player could do a certain puzzle in like a dungeon, and another player could go get the fairy that's in the room. That kind of stuff. Okay, what am I doing? I don't even know. This stream is a very good representation of how I actually play this outside of the stream as well, because I have no idea what I'm doing. Doesn't have a synced time limit, but devs are working on it. Interesting. I wonder if I can buy something from him. Ooh, I definitely need some magic beans. I will need a couple of these. I don't have a bottle at this point, so I can't get any water, but I might as well buy some beans while I'm here, because I will need them. What is nice about having the arrow so soon is I can also kill these guys. So I might be able to get in there without having to do the boat ride, which would be very beneficial. Let me check in here. Okay, so I can't take the boat ride. Can I do this pictograph business? Show a photo of Tingle or Deku King. Oh, I can just show him a photo of Tingle. That's even better. That's even easier. Not what I wanted to do. As usual, I have no idea what buttons I'm pressing. So hard sell, is the point of that online to work, basically to like work with other people playing the game to be as fast as possible? But willing does, it's fine. Oop, I'll move my cursor out of the way there. I need to get the perfect picture of him. Oh! I don't think when his back's turned, I don't think it's gonna work, unfortunately. Is it gonna work? The pictograph takes a long time. All right, let's try it. We have an ALPG chat for gathering players. Interesting. I'll have to check it out. I'm on the Discord server for the randomizer, which honestly is the most efficient way to like understand how to play it. Right? They have. What's nice about the Discord communities is that the information is a little more accessible, just because you don't have these huge long lists on websites of how to access things, but you can kind of go to different tabs on the side, which is really nice. Apparently, I can't take this picture of Tingle, so that makes me mad. Going back to my map. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing, which is always fun. Empty grotto waves. Fall scope with telescope. Look at. Okay, I'm going back to the woods. I'm seeing if this works. That would be awesome, hard sell, if you sent me a link. That'd be great. I would love to check it out. Let's see if I can make this. Nope. What I do like about this randomizer too is you can randomize the sound effects. And so I just randomly hear a wolf howling in the distance. And I know it's not an actual wolf, but I have no idea what it actually is. So I think it's the frog jumping, but I'm not sure. Here's the website. I'll have to check it out. That sounds actually really fun. Okay, will this work if I talk to her as Deku Link? Okay, nope. Okay. I think I have to go talk to Koume as Link and not young Link, not Deku Link, of course. And I'm gonna skip forward to day 2 because I feel like it. But also because there's a secret grotto that's only accessible in the woods in day 2. So I might as well just skip forward the couple hours. I'm probably just going to end up go back to the first day at the end of the stream anyways, just to make things a little easier. Sure, I'll let you know. That's something that I definitely would be into, because I've played a lot of fan games, but I've never really played a lot of online, like massive multiplayer or other kinds of online games. I know there's online games of like Pokemon and stuff you can do. Oh! I already got the Zora's Mask too. Look at that, beautiful. I should start a stream of just me. I should do a clip of just me doing surprised faces. But this is actually really good. Thank goodness I have the Zora Mask, because now I can do a bunch of good stuff. And hell yeah. My personal Twitch channel is called PH David. It's capital P _H _David. I do not have any streams. Those enemies are different. Yep. Yeah, so this is... I didn't mean to take a picture. I need to take that off. Yeah, so this is a randomizer that originally didn't have... it originally didn't have a randomizer for the enemies in the game, but they now have a beta out for enemy randomizers. Which is why that huge P hat is right next to the owl statue every time I come to the swamp. Which is not fun. Or there are 3 BMOS every time I go into one of the secret grottos, which is also not fun. I'm guessing they just make it that way so it's more difficult. I am not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure. The way the development team made it sound like is that it is more of a randomizer kind of thing, where it's just like enemies get randomly assigned. But I have seen a lot of P hats recently. Maybe they're supposed to. I think it's like a switcheroo kind of thing where it's like every time a bat is supposed to appear, a P hat shows up instead, etc., etc. I think it should be by chance, but I'm not sure at this point, to be honest. Oh, actually, I know what it is. These P hats were supposed to be Deku, not Deku's, the Babas, the Deku Babas. Oh. I'm gonna... I need to get away from this P hat. Takes a heart of damage every single time. Gosh darn it. I don't know either. I think they're called Deku Babos, actually. I'm not... Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure. Okay. Let's talk to her. Oh, wait. Now... I forget now she's in the forest. I went the wrong way. I think another reason why Randomizer works so well for Majora's Mask as opposed to Ocarina of Time is just because the movements of all the characters vary each day. So the steps you have to take to receive items, like I can receive an item by telling Kotake that her sister Koume is in the forest and is hurt. And Kotake just went in the forest today, but she's not in the forest on day 1. So I have to now be in the forest instead of seeing her at the shop, at either the shop or the whatchamahoozy boat shop. So that makes things a little more complicated as well. Darn it. Went the wrong way. Okay, let's see. Up. Okay, here we go. Yep, I have emo tracker up. That's helpful, but the problem is that I'm getting distracted by everything, and so I'm not looking at it as much as I should. Hey, mirror shield. All right, I got that going for me now. Let's see. There's that, and now I have the Atakta Kotake, which makes that all good. And I got the Mystery Grotto there. Okay. See, the problem is that I think I'm technically available to get into the swamp without, like, into the, like, to Woodfall and everything, without needing the boat tour. But I'm not sure if I would survive with only 3 hearts, 3 health, 3 or 1 heart at this point, right? But even if I had all 3 of my hearts up, I don't think I'd be able to survive through the poison water. So I'm not sure at this point if I'm able to, but we could always try it out. And I'm just gonna scoot on through here as Deku Link because I do not want to fight these guys. Okay. Now that I have the Zelda mask, I wonder if I can get through here a little better. Okay. Okay, I made it here. I'm going to die. Oh well. I should be able to get to this if I have my full 3 hearts left, which is good because that'll get me to another item. I'm all the way back here though. This is a fun challenge, but also it gets very frustrating very easily, unfortunately. Especially when you don't know, like, all the tricks of the trade and all that stuff. Like, I'm playing through it, and I kind of know what I'm doing, but I'm not as well versed in everything as, you know, a lot of people are when it comes to this. So, makes things a little more complicated for me. You can shoot the other squid and hop on the lilies. Oh, thank you. That makes sense. See, this is one of the things that's nice about fan games and fan stuff is that you get help a lot because basically, you know, whenever somebody, you know, makes something like this, a lot of people, I feel like there's an ethic of like helping out people with it, with this kind of thing. Get out of here. Oh. There we go. Oh! Okay, that's making me mad. There we go. We'll take this off and we'll shoot him. There we go. I did not know that these were here. So this makes everything so much easier. Thank you. Oh, no, 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 no. Whew. Yeah, there we go. Unfortunately. So this will bring me to the palace area, which is always good. I can get the photograph of King Deku now, which will unlock another item for me, which is always good. I like how, so I have the randomized music on, and I'm not sure how loud it is for you all, but instead of the Deku Palace theme, it now has the Princess Peach's Castle theme from Super Mario 64. I did 4 runs in a row with a group of people. See, that's why I didn't know there was an online one, because I had done my original run-throughs of this version of Majora's Mask through the randomizer in like June of last year, and I haven't played it for a while, so I was not in the loop. Hopefully this counts. It does sound like a lot of fun, and that would be definitely something I would be in for. Hopefully he accepts that on one of these days when I'm streaming, because I think that'd be really fun. Also, I think it's just good in general to see how because oh my gosh, why is there a pea hat here? Why am I doing this to myself? Ooh. I thought it would be fun to do a randomizer with the enemies. I thought it would be fun, and now this is. I am literally just spamming A. I'm just spinning around as much as I can. I better get like 100 rupees from one of these guys, because I'm a bit miffed at this point with my decision to do the enemy randomizer. I bet you would never think that you would hear the Princess Peach's Castle theme while in the Deku Palace fighting a bunch of pea hats. That is not something I imagined would happen when I was younger. And I feel like part of this, I mean, it's part of remix culture, I think, in general. But part of fan culture and the remixing of a lot of these things, right? Like I mentioned, I think I mentioned before with Morgan, is that a lot of the aesthetic qualities that people like is that chance factor, that randomness of engaging with the fan object in a new way that at times is very ridiculous or you know, humorous or just strange in some way. If I go through here with these guys and I get caught and it resets and those pea hats come back, I am going to scream and I'm going to be sad and I'm going to stop doing this area of the palace because I would be mad. I will not be happy. So I gotta be very careful here and not make any mistakes, or else I'm going to scream. Of course, randomization's a good thing and everything, but also sometimes randomization is not a good thing, and I don't want things to be randomized. Maybe I should have kept that in mind. Okay, let's talk to this guy. I got a powder keg. Okay. This is important to know. Actually, I think now that I have unlocked the hard sell, you can remind me of this, but I think now that I've unlocked the powder keg, I can now buy it at the store in Clocktown from now on, if I'm not mistaken, but you can correct me if I'm wrong there. Because I think that was something I ran into where I couldn't figure out how to get the powder keg because it was only available on like day 3, and then I realized I could just buy it after that. But again, you can correct me if I'm wrong there. Okay, thank goodness, because that would... That would make me mad if I had to go do that again. I mean, there still is the, technically that, chest in this area. Because I don't have access to a bottle, I can't do the water to make make that magic bean grow. So that chest is still there, unfortunately, but hopefully I don't need to go back and get it. That would not be nice. Okay, let me mark this off. I got the free sample. Okay, and there is the Deku Palace heart piece. I'll get to that in a little bit. Won't worry about that for now. I think I'm going to go to Woodfall next. I'm just going to go to Woodfall and unlock some of that stuff up there so I don't have to worry about the poison. Ooh, I'll have to check out that online event in a little bit. I'm sure it's cute. One of the things I wanted to do but unfortunately, because OBS does not like me, I wanted to have some fan music of Majora's Mask going, but, I'm trying to figure out what song this is. I know this isn't a song from Majora's Mask. Oh. It's gone now. Okay. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I should be able to just finish the Woodfall Temple now. Oh, I don't have the Sonata of Awakening. That's right. I still need that. I got a recovery heart. Yay! Just what I needed. I do need another piece of heart, though, that's for sure. Okay, I'm going to mark that off. Got that. Now I'm going to Woodfall, and I'm going to open up a bunch of chests there, which is going to be helpful for me. Yeah, I was going to have Theophany's, very apropos, I would have had Theophany's, Deku Palace remix going. But unfortunately, I was scrambling so much getting my overlay prepped and ready to go because it exploded that I did not have time to have it playing. What do we got here? Moon's Tear. There we go. That will set off a nice chain of events for me, which I'll get to when done here. Oh my. No. Oh, why? Okay. I forget what these guys are called, to be honest. But hey, at least he exploded. I feel like I'm instantly just gonna get the Nejiron. It smells like gunpowder. Oh, okay. Well, that happened. Oh, cool! Killing the Deku shrubs makes the Redead sound, so that's fun. So you only face 4 of them. That's true. Here we go. And I'm just gonna shoot this guy with an arrow and call it good. Actually, I need to be a little closer. Ah! Oh. Missed him by a pixel or two. There we go. And then I can unlock this portal, which will be good. I will have to say, something I don't like about this construction of, or the architecture, however you want to call it, of this area, is that I mean, it makes sense to have the Woodfall area, you know, separate above everything else, but it does, I think the other areas of the game, Canyon withstanding, do a better job of actually, none of them do. What am I saying? Really, the only one that does it well in terms of placing the owl statues in good locations is basically the ocean. Great Bay is probably the best in terms of that, because it automatically brings you to the two separate sides of the Great Bay, which is good. I think everything else, the placement of the owl statue next to the temple, which is so far apart from everything else, does make things a little strange sometimes. Garrow's Mask. Sweet. What sanity options am I playing with? I know I have a lot of the cutscenes as skipped. I'd have to double check, because I'm not entirely sure, actually. Yeah, he kind of really only has one full area. I guess you're right there. I don't think the Garrow's Mask really does anything, right? Because the only thing the Garrow's Mask is supposed to give you access to is the canyon. And I don't have the hookshot at this point anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Oop! I forgot about these guys. Oh! Cow sanity. Oh, I don't have any of those. I don't have any of the insanity options going, because as you can tell, I'm already going insane enough as it is without those. So no, I don't have any of those. I'm using the standard without any of the sanities or anything like that. And yes, if you want to catch up on previous episodes, check out our YouTube. I will be uploading this episode to YouTube as soon as this is done. Oh, yeah, the Gibdo Mask does too. I forgot. Which is really strange. I think that was something that was programmed in the base game, if I'm not mistaken, which doesn't really make sense because it occurs after you. I got Don Giro's Mask, which functionally does nothing with my settings, so that's always fun. At least I can mark off that chest in the Woodfall area. Okay, I should go to the grotto next. Might as well, since I'm around this area. I'm just gonna go for it. I don't care. Oh, poor. It is interesting how a lot of these fan projects do kind of reveal some of the weird coding that happens in these games. So like with the Gibdo Mask, that's just one example of kind of how there's this strange function that the Gibdo Mask has of allowing you to access the canyon that I guess is like an Easter egg, maybe, but it really doesn't seem to be designed to be that way. So it is kind of strange that, you know, and it's really only through the process of messing with the code, you know, of adjusting some things here or there that would really reveal that to you. Gotta love that recovery heart. More importantly, I don't gotta worry about this chest anymore. So that is being marked off. The swamp shooting. I guess I could go over to the palace and do that piece of heart thing. Oops, why did I do this? The Gibdo Mask earlier in development. Yeah, maybe. Could be. And they just thought like, oh, nobody's gonna really notice because it's, you know, functionally, it probably would never happen. Okay, I'm gonna do a little, oops. I'm gonna do a little transportation. Oh, wait! I need to go back. Here's what I'll do. And I'm not sure if there was a plan for there to be a transformation mask in the canyon area. I don't know if that was a plan or not. I've heard rumors, speculation online that like the Gibdo or something like that was going to be the 4th transformation. I'm not sure how efficable that is. I didn't mean to quit playing. I just randomly did because the pea hat got me mad. Okay. Honestly, these pea hats are stressing me out. They're making me emotionally unstable at this point in time. Oh, I also have the Moon's Tear, so I gotta go back to Clocktown to give that. Here we go. I got a piece of heart. Always good. Always good to get those. So let me just mark my map down. Not there. Which, ironically, is the reward you get in the base game for that. Okay. I guess I could go to the shooting gallery if I wanted to. I don't know if I'm ready for... Oops, all pea hat. Yeah. Crunchberries, oops, all pea hats. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna test my sanity, and I'm gonna try the shooting gallery. This shooting gallery down here is, I would say, one of the hardest mini games in Zelda history. And I guess I said Zelda history, but actually, just these shooting mini games in Majora's Mask are difficult. I forget if they changed them at all in the remakes. I think they make them a little easier in the remakes. See, and I like the one in Clocktown a little better. Don't mind if I do. Pay 40 rupees for 100 rupees. No problem. I wonder if I can just keep doing that. No, I can't. It's only one time. One time deal. But I will mark it off on my map because if I don't, I will forget. Okay, there we go. Actually, can I talk to them right away? I think I can. Interesting. I won't remember any of those Gossip Stone things. I could write them down, which would be smart and advantageous to my playing the game, but I won't. Okay. Here we go. This is not gonna make me happy. Oh my gosh, I'm doing so bad. I'm in case you were wondering, I'm not going to get this. I'm probably just going to try this one time and then I'm going to leave because this makes me mad. Why? Yeah, I'm gonna give up. I don't care. I might do that. I should have done that. I'm honestly, if it comes down to, if it comes down to like I have a bunch of items, I don't know where they are, and I have to find them. I might look at the cheating guide, and I'm just gonna look at it, and I don't care. Because you know what? I'm a fan, and this game's all about fan labor and how fans play games. And as a fan, I like cheating. So I'm gonna let Sleeping Dogs lie, and I'm gonna give that up, and move on. I thought I would give it the college try once, and then it happened, and then I was not happy with it. Okay, actually, as long as I'm around here. Yeah, if the hookshot is in there, I'm gonna be mad. I don't think there's any... Oh yeah, it's that thing. I forget, Hard Cell, you can help me with this one too. I think for those secret grottos, I think you just need to have the like one mask, and then you have to play the same song each time. I forget how those secret grottos work with the gossip stones. Yeah, Ludo Scholar, that's me. I'm trying to I try to say smart things, but I'm trying to win. Which, for me, is more important than scholarship, is trying to win. Blue rupee and a recovery heart. No thanks. I'm gonna mark those off because I know they're garbage. Play to win. Honestly, at this point, I just had a conversation with one of my professors about whether or not I should diversify my studies and write about TV for one of my classes so I can maybe get it published and not just be known as a games person. And then we're like, well, maybe branding is yourself as solely a games person is a good thing. And then I'm like, I don't want to have to worry about branding. I just want to like write things and have fun. But alas, here we are. Okay, let's do this. This one for sure I can get right away. It's just a recovery heart, unfortunately. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, Loto Scholar. And I'm trying to... I mean, I don't know what I'm going to do for that class in general, but it was a conversation we were having because, unfortunately, it's something that we have to worry about. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure I should be able to do this. Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm not even gonna worry about them. I don't have to kill these guys. I just have to... Yeah, I just have to do the beehive. I forgot. I don't have to kill them. Which is something I'm gonna do. Let's try and see what it is. Oops. Mike's class, actually. I'm chatting with Mike about it. Hey, it's something good. And I actually got 4 hearts now instead of just 3. Thank goodness. Okay, and honestly, at this point, I might be able to take on those 2 P hats now. If I got 4 hearts, I might be good to go. And I'm just going to do my strategy of pirouetting around, pretending like I know what I'm doing. Okay, let's try it again. This worked in the Deku Palace, so it better work for me now. Yep. There we go. How much you want to bet it's going to be like a rupee or something? Oh, knowledge is power. At least I know that chest is... I don't need to worry about it anymore. So I got that one. I got that one. I got this one. I have to give the moon's tier. Let's see, where's that? Where is... There we go. I have to give that to Clocktown. Bomb bag. Oh shoot! I forgot to save Granny on the first night. Shoot. I have the ice traps off. That was one of that's one of the base settings is ice traps off, and I'm like, you know what? We don't need to have the ice traps. I can enjoy myself without needing to have ice traps. Luckily, we've got lots we can do in Clocktown right now. I can get the 200 rupee item from the bank. I can give the moon's tier. We got Toad Highway playing right now. Excuse me. Mario Circuit. Okay. I'm just going to put 100 in so I can pull it back out. And then I'm going to go buy some good stuff. Okay. Oh, shoot. I can only hold 200. I forgot. So let's do 150 then. Okay. Moon's Tears up next. Gonna get this going. Hey, Captain's Hat, not terrible. It's something at least. And that lets me direct once I get Epona, I can then go to the graveyard and access all those chests, which is always good. I'll need Epona song first, but one less thing to worry about. Now, I believe I don't even have to look through the telescope to access him. Right, because he has a secret hole that he has in Termina Field, but I don't think I even need to look through the telescope first. Oh no, I do need to look through the telescope for that one, don't I? Guru. I could go to the shooting gallery if I need to, I guess. Forgot to save the old lady. I do need to look. Okay, see, and it would be good if I actually paid attention to what my code was. That would have been good for me to know. I need to take a look at the map again, because I was looking at it and I thought I knew what I was going to do, but then I did not. Okay. I could do the shooting gallery. I could. Don't want to do the swamp gallery, that's for sure. Where else can I go? See, if I remembered my stupid... I'm just gonna have to do that next time. I'm gonna have to watch my stream to look at the code quick when it goes by. So for now, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the flower minigame here. And I believe the way I have it set up is I only need to do it once. Instead of all 3 days. Again, quality of life thing. I totally understand why they have it in the game, because it helps, I think, partially establish the 3-day cycle. When you have mini games that like you get better and better items the more you complete it for the 3 days. I get it. For me, personally, I like that you can just switch it up with this, because as somebody who's playing, you know, a randomizer, you probably already know what Majora's Mask is. Or at least have played it somewhat, you know, once before. Oh! I got distracted. Okay, let's do this again. Okay. Nope. Okay. We'll try once more. These mini games are not my friend. Not my friend at all. Good thing it's almost nighttime, because then I can talk to Guru. Let's... I'm done. I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. I have to leave. Yeah, F's in the chat, people, F's in the chat. I need people to be a witness to my experience right now, and to understand that I'm struggling with my life. Maybe do I have to break the balloon to get the code? I thought I could get the code back from him again. Or not. All right. I'm gonna go to the... I'm gonna go to the laundry place. I forget what they call it. Laundry pool. I'll just wait here till nighttime so I can talk to Guru, get that stuff from him. Maybe get a nice item or something that'll get me farther in the game. Here we go. Oh, poor Guru. He gets the Song of Healing. That's where the Song of Healing shows up here. Hey! Magic power. There we go. That's a great thing to get. Opens up some opportunities for us, which is great. So that's going to be... If I'm gonna have to look back on my stream to see what that code was, because doing that code and getting to the observatory is going to be very necessary for a couple of things I have to do. Overall, I think these past 2 hours have been well spent. I got some good stuff. Got 2 of my masks already, which is great to get so early, and I have the bow. So the beginning usually goes by pretty quick, and then, you know, in the middle is when you get, with these randomizers, in the middle is when it gets a little more bloated and a little more like going back and forth. Okay, so that's just a red rupee. Don't need that then. What can I do now then? I'm gonna make a game plan for next Thursday. I'm gonna make a game plan. Okay, so I need to go back, figure out the bomber's code. That'll give me a couple of things. Should I try the shooting gallery? Should I try it once more before I leave? Just to make myself mad again. To fail at my 3rd mini game of the day. That is what I'm gonna do. And you know what? More power to me. But yeah, these mini games do point out how faulty a lot of these controls are. I shouldn't say faulty, but I think the panning you can do with the control stick, it just functions a lot differently on the Nintendo 64 than a control stick that we use today, and it just makes it really difficult to get everything lined up. Oh, woof. Okay. What I like about this one versus the other one is that you have 3 axes that you can basically go on, which is nice. Whereas the other game, I do a lot more like searching. Whereas this one, I feel like I can just do a lot more pivoting, which I think is more enjoyable for me as a player. Because this is really the only time in the game that you have to do something like this, which can make it really difficult for some people. But I like how it's unique in that way, and that, you know, this is really one of the few times you'll actually focus on pivoting as a mechanic versus, you know, something else. Oh, no! Got one of the wrong ones. I should be able to beat 39, though. Yep, I just need one more. There we go. There we go! I got my 20 rupees back. I got my 20 rupees back for it, but I know I don't need to play that game anymore, which is more important in my life. Right, that's something I think is unique. I shouldn't say unique, but something that's different with randomizers is that, especially with something like Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, you sometimes do things not to get a reward, but more so to like eliminate the possibility that something is there, which makes you approach things differently. I don't have any bombs, so I can't do that. I think I'm kind of at a loss for what to do. I have a bunch of stuff I can do, but I think I might. Yeah, because I definitely need to find out that code. That's the next area. So I think I am going to call that. I'm going to call it a day. And yeah, I think that'll be it for me. So thank you everyone for coming to the stream today. I really appreciate it. It was my first stream with this new show, so I was very nervous. So thank you for hanging out with me. Oh, only if you complete all 3 days. Well, I didn't even have a bomb, so that's unfortunately what it is. But thanks everyone for showing up. This month is all going to be Majora's Mask Randomizer, which is fun. But I'm hoping to. My goal is to get some fan game or some independent, like really independent, not like Annapurna independent or Annapurna, which is like cool, but like I like some really like actually like very independent game developers and have some interviews with people, because I think that would be a great addition to what I've been doing. So we will see you all next week at 4 p.m. so we can all make fun of me with Majora's Mask stuff. So we will see you all then. Have a good night, everyone.